Hi. It's February. Oh my gosh. It looks like it's gonna rain actually. Oh, I just saw a magpie. Isn't it one for sorrow? Oh. This week that's just gone by, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either, so I don't know, I just felt really down this whole past week. I think just because of stuff that's happened, you know, friends, fam, relationships wise. So it's going a little bit spiraling downwards, but I'm trying to not let that affect me. Like before, oh my god, mother, I would like think about it and think about it and think about it and think about it until like it would literally drive me crazy. So I find that I don't do that so much as these days. But you know, I feel like sometimes you just need to wallow in your sadness, because the more that you keep it pent up and you're trying to be like, no, I can't be sad, I don't have time to be sad, or like you try to distract yourself from your like whatever you're feeling. When you do that, it just builds up and gets released like much worse than if you had just let yourself wallow in your sadness or loneliness, I don't know, anger. Personally, if I feel sad, I will just allow myself to be sad now. Before I used to be like, oh, trying to distract myself, trying to watch videos, trying to like go out and not actually realizing or trying to focus on what it is that's making me feel that way. Whereas now I just sort of, if I feel sad, I will give myself 30 minutes or like an hour, I don't know, just for example, right? This is what my therapist told me. So just allocate yourself a certain time to feel that and overthink whatever you're thinking in that time, so that you can basically have time to think about it properly without having distractions. That way you can actually like let yourself take in what you're feeling, think about it, think of solutions, or I don't know, like what you're gonna do. I'm not very good at explaining. This sounded better in my head, but basically I had a shit week and I just accepted it. There's no point trying to fake being happy at work, right? Like wherever you're going, socials, whatever, I just turned off. There's no point trying to pretend to be happy, because then you're just letting it get worse. Because then all that time that you're trying to distract yourself, it's always there in the back of your mind. Whereas, you know, if you had just allowed yourself to engage in it and dive in it, then maybe you would think about it less. Oh my god, how cute are these earrings? They're from Hong Kong, and I haven't worn these lenses in time. And also from Cyprus. So cute. I'm all gifted up today. So just, you know, sometimes it's alright, it's alright to be sad. I don't know why. And it's okay to let people be sad. Just let them soak in the negativity or the bad energy, and then that way you have a chance to actually focus on that rather than it be running in the back of your mind 24/7. I don't know, say like if I went out with my friends or something, it would probably, old me would probably still be thinking about it in the back of my mind, and then that would like put more pressure on me to try not to let it show to other people, because you know we're out here to have a good time. Whereas like now me, if I feel a certain way, if I feel angry, sad, whatever, I will be angry or I will be sad for that amount of time that I give myself. You always feel better after a good cry, but I don't like, my eyes get really puffy and I look like I'm high. That was my week this last week. I'm feeling better today. I don't like to show like the bad sides or the downsides of me, because it's like, but if you think about it, when something happens, when like a event happens and like there's good and bad things, you're always going to remember the bad things more, right? So just human nature. Like you just focus on the bad things, just like how you remember embarrassing things, you don't forget embarrassing things that's happened to you. I don't like to film myself like crying and sad and stuff, because when I see videos I relate to them like 100%, but I personally I'm not comfortable enough with myself to show that side of me, even to myself. Like it's okay to feel bad for yourself. I mean, sometimes when I'm crying I look in the mirror and it just makes me cry even more. Go to the bathroom and you just wash your face, and then like you're washing your face and you look up and you just see how like sad you look. It just makes me cry more. So I don't want to have that image of me to remind me. I don't know if I even make sense half the time when I talk. Moving on, I am meeting my friend today, and we always have good days out. It's always deep, you know. I feel like I can really relate to her because she also is similar to me. Anyway, yeah. Also, I don't know if it's the weather getting colder all of a sudden, but my joints have all been like swelling up and it's so painful. It was so hard to even, not hard, but it was painful to type and write, you know, when you hold a pen. Just basic stuff like that. Obviously it has like a negative effect on me because it's like, oh, you know, it's just a minor thing, but I feel like I can't really do it as well. Oh. I've had my 30 minutes today. Just like little stuff like that sometimes gets me down, but moving on. That is my first update of February. Not a good start, I'll be honest, but hopefully a good end, maybe. Hopefully a good end. So 2 minutes to 10:30, I'm gonna go now, so bye, see you on another day. Hello. Another day, another dawn. I've got a cold this week. You know, you know that feeling where like the back of your throat just feels like there's something there. You're just not feeling it? Well, this is one of those weeks. I am not feeling. I think this week was not a very good week. I've had so many things happen in the space of like, a few days. And my body doesn't react very well to stress. So, do you know, it's like, what time is it? It's 4 p.m. and I didn't even realize that it's 4 and I haven't eaten anything. The funny thing is, I used to be a stress eater, so every time I was stressed I would be so hungry and I would just eat all the time, but now I just feel like I lose my appetite when I'm stressed. But anyway, so lots of things going on today. I'm getting my carpet in my room refixed or readjusted, whatever, so I need to clear everything. And if you know me, I have a lot of things. I'm a hoarder, so I have a lot of things. It's not been a very good month at all. But the sun is out and it's really hot. I think the change of season all of a sudden, because it was kind of cold. Well, actually, it was still sunny but cold, but then it got a bit warmer and then it got cold again and now it's hot. Season change probably is what made me feel unwell. I've had a banging migraine for like 3 days now. You know those migraines where it literally just feels like someone is sitting on your head? And yeah, today I am off to the post office and to town because I need to get my, not just town, I need to go to GP to get my, what's it called? A reorder of prescription. I'm so tired of taking that. But I feel like their side effects are not as bad as they used to be when I first started taking them. I don't know if you can see the sun. So it started being sunny like a few days ago. I got a rash all over again. Nothing new, but it's not itchy now, but I think it's just where I was itching it from when it was itchy when I first got the rash. So I've been taking like antihistamines as well to counteract this. I've put loads of sun cream on and I hate cream. Ugh. I hate cream. Like the feeling, the texture, like the sliminess. Same thing with like sweat. I think my fingers, oh my god, I'm like shaking. I don't know why. I just feel a bit shit today, actually, not gonna lie, because I had a 3-day weekend, which you don't get very often. I really wanted to get a lot of stuff done. Although I did get some stuff done, it's still like, I know I shouldn't pressure I don't know why I get emotional when I talk about myself. I think I just have really high expectations for myself sometimes. I'm also helping my brother with stuff. So if you're an eldest child in an Asian household, you will know how I feel. The majority, because yeah, it is what it is. Even though I say I don't want to remember February, will probably be the month that I will end up remembering the most. I went through a lot of roller coaster of emotions I mean, everyone has stress, right? But I think because my immune system is not very good anyway, my body is just not very good at handling stress, and then that takes me down physically. And my manager is being such a... I've never had like shit managers or like really insensitive managers, which is why I think I was really hurt by something that she said. Kind of made it sound like I chose to be sick. Why would I change my job and go down a whole 3 pay grades just to still feel sick? Like, it just doesn't make sense anyway. And then she tried to manipulate me about occupational health. But this time I was like, nah, I was prepared. You know, I was like, bitch, I know what I'm gonna say to you because you're not being very nice. You know what, if she says that, then I'm gonna say this too, because, you know, like, growing up Asian as well, I just feel like you're raised with so much expectations to respect your elders that you would not even think about being rude or talking back. Well, me personally anyway. I'm not really gonna go too much into it because, like I said, I'm already feeling shit about it, and I feel ill as well. Like, I've got a fever and I've got this bloody rash, and yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't really know how to put one of these on. Do I just... I look like a baker? You know what, this is just not... I don't think it's for me. Girls look so freaking cute when they wear berets, so I was like, oh, let me try. But no, I don't think it's for me. Anyway, I bought this blazer like a year ago now. It doesn't really go with anything, if I'm honest. Well, not that I'm like a fashion person anyway. I'd say I dress pretty decent. What's that word? Oh my god, what is that word? Oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on with my vocabulary these days. As you can tell, my February Feb has not been the best of months. It's only oh, I swear down, I can't talk. To top off my shitty Feb, I had, well, I still do, I had a really bad cold / flu this whole week that's just gone. It's like the cherry on top. I don't even think I'm speaking properly because I can hear a proper lisp. Let me not laugh because it makes me cough. I had a really bad flu and I'm only just recovering, so my cough was really bad on the first 2 days. I think everyone's getting it because the season, you know, the seasonal change and the seasonal flu. It's nothing major, but I literally felt like I was dying the first few days. Yeah, I feel a lot better now. I am going out today because I have plans. You know what, like, I just can't think or talk today. I don't think that you just have a quick summary. This month was shit. I will not be remembering February, the month of love my ass. I'm joking. I'm really happy for you if your February was good, but for me, I do not want to remember February 2023. It's alright though, I had a good January, so you know, you can't have it all the time. I think had it been me this time last year, like past me, I know it was not that long ago, but it's still, technically it's still in the past, so it's past me. I don't think I would have coped or handled it as well as I do these days. So, you know, as some people know, I did have CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and I think one of the main things that I can say that I took away from that was how I handle my stress and sort of like anxieties like together compared to how I used to. When you don't have a direction to channel that energy towards, obviously it becomes really overwhelming. One of the main things that I took away was my therapist told me that if I'm really stressed about multiple things, and this has really helped me, I can't speak
if I have like multiple things to worry about, I will choose like a date. Okay, that sounds so dramatic, because this really helped me, and I think it would help a lot of people as well, because not gonna lie, I think I'm like borderline ADHD. I freaking, yeah. If you set a time aside to worry about that thing, so say for example, I don't know, say that I'm like really stressed about, I don't know, like an event, right? Like say for example there's an event coming, and then I've got like 100 other stresses as well, like work, friends, bills, whatever. So whatever you're worried about, just like put a time aside. So like for example, I'll be like, okay, so I'm gonna stress about that event tomorrow at 8 p.m. for an hour. So for me it worked. I'm not saying that it will work for everyone, but for me personally it worked. So if you do that, then you won't feel so guilty about not thinking about it at the other times. Because if you're like me and you overthink all the time, and then like it's like a factory in my brain, like the cogs never stop moving. Like literally I could, like I'm talking now but I'm thinking about other things. That's, I don't know when it started to be like that, but that's kind of like how I am now. Well, anyway, back to the topic. What was I talking about? If I say that I'm gonna do that, then I'll try not to think about that at all. So I'll just like, if it, every time it pops up in my mind, I'm like, no, tomorrow 8 p.m, tomorrow 8 p.m. That's how I will kind of put off stressing about that all the time, if you get what I mean. And then that way you don't feel guilty as well for not thinking about it, whatever you're stressed about, because you're gonna have that time to think about it. And then when tomorrow comes and it's 8 p.m, I will think about everything that I need to think about for that event only. So I'm not gonna stress about anything else. I've got other times for that. Obviously don't do it in a row, like 6 p.m, 7 p.m, 8 p.m, I'm gonna stress about work, money, event, not like that. But like obviously you need to take breaks in between. But it just kind of helps give your mind a bit of rest as well, because I just found that I was just trying to think about everything at the same time. I was trying to like find solutions for everything at the same time, and realistically that's not gonna happen. It's just gonna, for me anyway, I feel like it just made me stress more, and then I would have panic attacks, which never in my life, I have never had panic attacks before the way that I did that time. And obviously that makes you more anxious, because when it happens in public, it is embarrassing. I mean, you're like, oh, it's not nothing to be embarrassed about. It is embarrassing, okay? I don't want people looking at me, and you know, it's just not good. It's not a good memory to have. So I have had a couple of panic attacks in public, and that just made me really anxious to go out. So I think last year I never used to go out. Like, I am such a social person, right? Like every weekend, every time that I had time, even after, like during the day, I would always be out. I would always be doing something. So to go from that to like literally never leaving my room unless it's to like go out with my boyfriend, or like the occasional meetup with the girls, like it was hard. I used to order everything online so I didn't have to leave the house. I never wanted to meet up with anyone that, you know, be like, oh, let's meet up for a coffee or let's go out for a lunch or something. I would never go out, because one time actually it happened when I was going to meet the girls, and I was on the train, and like I just got this wave of like anxiety. I don't know what it was, and the thing is, I was perfectly fine. I think something happened in the morning to trigger me. I can't remember, but anyway, I just remember how hard it was to breathe and how I felt like everyone was looking at me. Oh my god, I think this month I'm just really emotional. Ugh, gross. Anyway, so that was really kind of traumatic, I guess, and then I just did not want to leave the house after that. It's just when it happens in your own space, in your room, or when you're with your friends or something, it's easier to deal with when you're by yourself and it's in public and there's people. It is hard, and it just makes it like even scarier, because I don't know, just imagine if you had like a plastic bag over your head and that's all the space you can see. It's not funny, but I don't know why I'm smiling. I think this is just how I cope. Like, I just take the piss out of myself. Like, that's just kind of like how it feels. Actually, not even for me, by the way. Obviously panic attacks are different for everyone, but anyway, why did I start talking about this? That coping mechanism is what I feel like is the main thing that helps me these days, and doesn't allow me to sort of go into that panicked fight or flight mode. But that is how I feel about February. Fuck you, February. I don't know why I just did that. The whole reason I wanted to do these logs and stuff is to remember the good times and how I felt during that time, kind of like to track my own progress and see how I go. It's just something I'm trying out. Particularly, my therapist also said, like, if you have a hobby that allows you, kind of like, you know, journaling, like, and me and the girls, we did that for quite a while. Yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, we don't really have time for it, not gonna lie, because well, Tenzin got the visa, she has no time at all. Sabs, she also works Monday to Friday like I do, so yeah, it's not really something that we have time for anymore. But that really helped us as well. And when we look back at those diary entries, it is nice to read back, because it's like, you think that like I said, you only remember the bad times more than you remember the good times. And when Zinni, like me and Sabs were looking through, and she was like, oh, I didn't actually have as many bad days as I thought I had, because we literally thought that last year was just complete bollocks, it was complete shit. But when we look back, we had a lot of good days as well. You don't remember those because the bad memories just, they're like demons hounding your soul, you know? So I need to stop saying, you know, there's no one there. Yeah, I don't know how this month good video will turn out, but anyway, I'm ill.